As a seasoned police inspector, I've seen my fair share of crime scenes, but nothing could have prepared me for the enigma that unfolded on that fateful night. The case of the Midnight Painter remains etched in my memory, a perplexing mystery that left me questioning the very nature of reality. It was a typical evening in our quiet little town, the streets bathed in the soft glow of streetlights. I was settling into my desk when the phone rang, shattering the stillness of the night. On the other end was Officer Johnson, his voice quivering with unease. He described a scene that sent chills down my spine. An abandoned warehouse at the edge of town, its walls adorned with eerie and lifelike paintings, all created with what appeared to be human blood. I rushed to the location, my heart pounding with a mixture of dread and curiosity. The warehouse was like something out of a nightmare, its cold and damp interior filled with grotesque depictions of death and suffering. Each painting was meticulously detailed, displaying scenes of murder, torture, and despair. It was as though the walls themselves had absorbed the horrors of humanity. We began our investigation, collecting samples of the blood and searching for any clues that might lead us to the artist behind this macabre masterpiece. The townsfolk were understandably disturbed by the discovery, and rumors of a deranged killer on the loose began to circulate. Days turned into weeks, and the case remained a baffling mystery. We analyzed the blood samples and discovered that they all belonged to different individuals, none of whom had been reported missing. It was as though the artist had access to an endless supply of blood, leaving us with more questions than answers. Then, the letters began to arrive. Each one was handwritten and sent to various media outlets, taunting us with cryptic messages and hints about the artist's identity. The letters revealed a mind that was both brilliant and twisted, a creator who saw the world through a lens of darkness. The Midnight Painter, as we had come to call him, eluded our every attempt to capture him. His paintings continued to appear, not just in the warehouse, but throughout the town, turning our once peaceful community into a living nightmare. The pressure to solve the case mounted with each passing day, and I could feel the weight of the town's fear and frustration on my shoulders. Then, one evening, as I was examining the latest painting to appear on the side of an old church, something caught my eye. It was a small, barely noticeable signature in the corner of the canvas. It read, E.M. This was a breakthrough. We had a name, or at least initials, to work with. We combed through every lead, every record, and every person with the initials E.M. in our database. It was a painstaking process, but it eventually led us to Emily Mitchell, a reclusive artist who lived on the outskirts of town. She had a troubled past, marked by a history of mental illness and a fascination with the macabre. She seemed like the perfect suspect, and I was convinced we had finally caught the Midnight Painter. We obtained a search warrant and raided Emily's home, only to find a dilapidated shack filled with her disturbing artwork. It was a chilling sight, but Emily herself was nowhere to be found. It was as though she had vanished into thin air. Just when it seemed like we were about to close the case, the true twist emerged. We received another letter, this time with a video recording. The footage showed Emily, bound and terrified, pleading for her life. It was clear that she was a victim, not the perpetrator we had assumed her to be. The Midnight Painter had taken a sinister turn. He had framed Emily, forcing her to create the horrifying paintings under duress. The video included a chilling message from the real artist, taunting us once again and vowing to continue his reign of terror. The case took an unexpected and heartbreaking turn as we shifted our focus to finding Emily and bringing her tormentor to justice. It became a race against time, a desperate attempt to rescue an innocent woman caught in the clutches of a sadistic psychopath. Months passed, and our search for Emily yielded no results. It was as though she had vanished without a trace. The Midnight Painter continued to taunt us with his grotesque artwork, leaving a trail of fear and confusion in his wake. As the years went by, the case of the Midnight Painter remained unsolved, a haunting enigma that haunted my dreams. I retired from the force, but the mystery continued to gnaw at me, a riddle that refused to be unraveled. Then one day, a letter arrived at my doorstep. It was addressed to me personally, and as I opened it, a sense of dread washed over me. Inside was a single sentence. The Midnight Painter has found his final canvas. I rushed to the location mentioned in the letter, an old abandoned asylum on the outskirts of town. There, I discovered the most gruesome and shocking painting of all. It was a self-portrait of the Midnight Painter, created with his own blood, and it depicted his lifeless body hanging from the rafters of the asylum. The twist was both chilling and surreal. The Midnight Painter had turned his own death into his final masterpiece, leaving behind a mystery that would never be fully solved. Emily Mitchell was never found, and the true identity of the Midnight Painter remained a mystery that would haunt our town forever. As I stood in that eerie asylum, staring at the horrifying painting before me, I couldn't help but wonder if the Midnight Painter had achieved the ultimate form of artistic immortality, forever shrouded in darkness and intrigue, leaving us with a case that defied logic and reason.
Thank you for joining us on another chilling journey through the darkest corners of human history. If you've enjoyed exploring these chilling case files with us, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to stay updated on our latest tales of intrigue and terror. And remember, the truth is often stranger than fiction, and the world is full of mysteries waiting to be unraveled. So, until next time, stay curious, stay cautious, and never stop seeking the truth. This is Chilling Case Files. Goodbye.